Tell me, whoa, whoa, whoa. Tell me, whoa, whoa.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tell Me More. Today's episode is extra special because this year we are celebrating 10 years of friendship and collaboration with our EUMIND partner school from the Netherlands, the CSW Van de Perre at Middelburg. This morning we have three amazing students from the Netherlands. We have Judith, we have Lucas and Henke. You're most welcome. Accompanying them is one of our students, Brielle from VIBGYOR High, Goregaon West in Mumbai, and one dedicated teacher from the Netherlands, Ms. Jeanette Krieger. And of course, our EUMIND alumni who has experienced the program's long-term impact firsthand, Mr. Vaibhav Arora. So we are so excited to dive into this conversation, and I welcome you all to this podcast series of the VIBGYOR group, Tell Me More. I'll just want to understand from our Dutch guests, right? You've been now living here with your host families for about 7 days now. How does it feel to be in a different country? Please go ahead.
For me, it feels kind of weird because I've had experiences with other countries for a few times when going on holidays and even another exchange. But this one is really very incredible because you go from a small city like Middelburg with about 40,000 inhabitants and not that much traffic and everything, and then you go to Mumbai, which is one of the busiest cities in the world. So that's really a big change, but I really love it to experience a different culture, because the other countries are closer and don't have that much difference, but this one really, of course, it's India with all the beautiful cultures and history. It's really great to experience that.
Great, good to know that, Lucas. You've been here for the last 10 years, right? I
Yes.
remember that you'd come for the first time with two other teachers, Heitske and Masha.
True.
10 years back. And at that time, the three of you would come as part of the exchange to understand firsthand.
Yeah.
VIBGYOR High, the school that you were partnering or started partnering with. What were your thoughts that time when you first came to India, 10 years back?
Of course, we were overwhelmed, and we were overwhelmed through the warmth of our hosts, who, it was amazing how they welcomed us here in Mumbai. Every evening we were at another teacher's home and we got another cuisine and we learned to know.
Nice and hot and spicy.
Nice, hot and spicy. We took it all, and we learned to know all the 7 schools at this time. 7 schools of VIBGYOR High. So
in Mumbai, right?
in Mumbai and one in Pune, I remember.
That's right,
that
yeah.
you took us to Pune.
That's
So
right.
so we had a very great experience.
Okay. So, Vaibhav, you were the first one to travel with me and a set of students that we went as part of the exchange to Middelburg, right? How was it then? What did you think about the whole program? You were new to it. You may have been 14 at that point of time, right? And you went on to study in the US and now you work there. How was what were your thoughts at that point of time when you were, you traveled to Europe and especially to Middelburg?
Yeah, I think it was definitely an interesting experience. I mean, firstly, just hearing that people who are graduating now were like in the first grade when I was in 10th feels like this was a long, long time ago. But no, I think overall it was a really interesting experience, both in the sense of, for us, the reverse of, going from a big city to a smaller city where you guys bike to school, where you have a pretty nice cafeteria, unless it got renovated since then. So just like overall, I think initially there was hesitancy, of course. It was a new program. We were the first batch to actually be able to go. The planning of it was a lot more chaotic versus what it probably is today. But at the time, I took it more as hey, I get to travel to Netherlands, get to see a new country. But now that I've graduated from high school, gone into work, I kind of see how, in hindsight, it really helps you build that cultural connection in a way that you learn how priorities are different, countries by countries. Like the Dutch love their water and the way they manage it. So those kind of experiences, like when I work at Microsoft, I even work with people from the Netherlands, and you're able to connect with them a little bit better.
You said something very interesting, Weber. You also said it's about going with some kind of apprehensions, you know, to a new country, a different culture, different food. So I know, Brielle, you've been there last year, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you travel again with a bunch of students from your school who went on an exchange. What are the apprehensions that you had, right? I mean, the kind of place that you're going to do, and what are the other? I mean, you could possibly speak on behalf of the other students too who traveled to Netherlands last year.
So for me, I don't think I had any prejudices whatsoever. I think I was really excited to go, and the excitement kind of overpowered everything else. But for my friends, I know one really big problem was food, especially for vegetarians, because I'm not sure why, but they thought they wouldn't get to eat enough over there, and because the food culture is like really different.
Eat enough? That's what they thought?
Yeah, and also because I don't think you use a lot of spices in your food in comparison to as much as we use here.
Yeah.
So everyone was worried that the food would be bland and it wouldn't be to their liking. But I think everyone got over that pretty quickly because we really enjoyed like the cuisine over there. It was really nice. Another thing that I think worried us was the previous batch, the batch before mine. They said that some of their buddies were a little closed off and more introverted as compared to how we are. And I think that scared us a little bit because we were worried we wouldn't really get to bond with our buddies.
Wait a minute there. So let me ask, is that a concern or is that a fear that you guys have that when we come to India, would it be the same?
I think I was mostly scared about the food because I'm very bad with spicy food. So I was like, I probably won't get to eat anything, and if I do, I just have to chug a lot of water, I guess. But it really isn't that bad, and everyone's so nice. So they made like a separate meal kind of ish, like meals that were specifically not spicy, because they were like, if we make a spicy dish less spicy, then it won't taste nice.
That's right.
So yeah.
Good point.
So they picked all like dishes that weren't spicy, and if I said I liked something, the next day it would just show up. Like they were very kind about the food.
Okay. So Yank, what food did you like the best?
The vada pav.
Vada pav?
Yeah.
So for
whenever I say that, like I was talking to my my buddy's cousin. She came over and she was like, "Oh, that's so stereotypical." I knew you were gonna say that.
Okay. How do programs like EUMIND strengthen the bond and connection between schools like your own school, Van de Perre, and VIBGYOR group of schools?
Yeah, I think that every time we learn from each other. It's so nice that when we talk with the teachers or the principal and we exchange our experiences with education, because that's what we are doing. And we are teaching, we want to see the young people growing up. And yeah, we are exchanging our experience in that. And then I say, I would like to work at VIBGYOR High because the students, they're so nice. They listen to me, they stand up and they want to ask a question.
So CSW Van de Perre, you're losing a teacher. Jeanette wants to work with VIBGYOR High in Mumbai. All right, carry on.
But even the teacher, Navrata, who was with me this year, and she said, but I would like to work at Van de Perre. So you see, every time you think that the grass is greener at the other side. But yeah, I really feel at home and I can ask all the questions. And sometimes I think, yeah, some things are very professional, building up and very good prepared. And so yeah, we learn from each other. And yeah, my students, they get this wonderful experience which we can't create in a classroom.
Right.
And we can't create it online.
Ms. Jeanette, you are a German teacher.
Yes.
Teaching German to Dutch students, right?
Yes.
Did you catch up any words of Hindi or Marathi? What do you know?
I'm good with Namaste and Shukran.
Shukriya?
Shukriya, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I keep it on that, so otherwise...
So only 2 words in 10 years?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. But Jeanette, I think, appreciate this fact that you've been traveling and have been taking care of this program for your school. So Brielle, in terms of the program that we do, between the Dutch classroom and the Indian classroom, what has your learnings been? I mean, since you're a EUMIND student, you exchanged And what have been those learnings? I mean, if you can very briefly tell us.
So it's always been my dream to like go and live abroad, which is why when I heard about the EUMIND exchange program last year, I was really, really excited. And I honestly had so much fun going there. I got the chance to actually see what it's like living abroad, since we get to live with our host families. But I did learn that everything is not how you see it on TV.
Right.
Like if you look at TV shows and stuff, I think in comparison to India, countries abroad, especially in places like Europe, the UK, they're portrayed like so well, like there's no loopholes whatsoever. But when you do go there,
Picture perfect.
everything's picture perfect. But when you do go there, you understand that like the countries do have flaws, but it's their imperfections that make them seem so perfect, and I really liked everything over there. I also learned how to be really independent, because that was my first ever trip abroad without my parents. And I really enjoyed having the independence.
Okay.
No offense to my mother, but it was really fun going there without everyone telling me what to do every step of the way. And I managed to actually survive the entire trip without losing my passport, which I was really happy about.
All right.
And apart from that, I also learned that it doesn't matter where you're from. You can really be friends with a person simply because of shared interests or forced proximity, because we had to live in the same house.
Right.
You learn to live with them and you learn to bond with them. And I think I was worried for nothing about not being able to bond with my buddy, because after a certain point in time, it doesn't matter what like your background is, what your culture is, you still got to bond with them and make friends. And I think that transcends everything else.
Wow, very well spoken. What's one thing that you guys will take back home that I wish this was so in the Netherlands? I can see this in India, but I wish this was so in the Netherlands.
Yeah, for me, I think the food, the amazing food.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss that so much, because
Really?
our food is so bland, and now it's gonna be even more bland because I've tasted this. I think for people from India, our food is really sweet always. Right?
A little.
Little, yeah. Yeah, like for us it would be salty, it would be sweet. I'm gonna miss the food, which I really liked. Also, the rickshaw rides.
The auto rickshaw.
Yeah, I didn't really, like, I was pretty scared when I first got into the rickshaw, but I think it's amazing that that there's such a system with which you can travel anywhere, or not anywhere, but most of, I think, North and Central Mumbai, by just waving your hand a bit and paying a little bit, which is...
Wait!
Yeah, exactly. And then the fact that they sometimes just reject and ignore you, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but it was really fun.
Yeah. Vaibhav, I remember that you did mention that, since you traveled the first time, there were certain apprehensions, but did it help you to see the world from another perspective when you traveled, especially for the EUMIND exchange? And then, of course, you studied and then moved abroad to study in the US, finally found a job there. How did this program help you as a person?
Absolutely. I think, as you mentioned, firstly, it's your first experience of really being independent once you go there. So you cook for your host family there, you go to school on bikes. So it's really about getting that first independent feel. And to be honest, it kind of helped me make a decision that I wanted to study abroad in the first place. And then once I got to the US, it was all about knowing how to work with different cultures. As again, you mentioned that the difference in culture really doesn't mean you can't be friends with others. So it helped me build those bonds when I was in the US and followed through with it when I'm in my job as well.
This program creates experiences, and experiences is what we always will remember, right? So to quickly jump to the Dutch students, what was your learning from the classroom sessions? Did you learn something more in terms of not just studies? I'm talking about anything else.
I think people respect their teachers way more than we do. Like, we respect them, but they stand up and greet them. We don't. We just sit there and we interrupt them, and we're probably quite annoying. And they're they treat their teachers way better. And in general, just people in the school, because we're respectful, but we're not exactly nice to them. We're just
Depends on the teacher. Because I love to argue with my teachers, because sometimes I feel like I just
wrong.
don't agree with something they say, and I don't think that's like something you do in India, because then teachers would get like you just listen to the teacher, write down your notes and study. But for us, we can like ask, of course, ask questions, but also like really argue with them and discuss.
Right.
Yeah.
Depends on the teacher as well.
Depends
Some
on the
teachers
teacher, that's
do
true.
not enjoy that.
All right. So we have a divided house. I wouldn't call it a divided house, but an opinion that they say that, well, it depends on how the teacher is and how the teacher engages with you, and that's very important. I can see a couple of them having mehendis on their hands, so that's right. I can see the teacher herself has got her mehendis. Did you like them, or did somebody tell you that it'll be, or how did you express your desire to say, like, I like to have my hand painted?
At home, one of my friends, he's also on the exchange, he used to do henna because his mom used to have henna in her shop. And he did it for me, and since then I've loved henna. I have my own little tube, I do it, but not this big. So my buddy was like, oh yeah, we can do your henna at home, and I was like, oh, yes. And last night, the henna artist came and she did my hand.
Wow.
This was a little weird because at home it just has to be on for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then you can take it off. But I had to sleep with this on, and I had to put like lemon juice to make sure it got darker with the skin changes.
Okay.
For me, it's a part of a culture. So I enjoy they're sitting there with the woman and they make really artwork. And I like the lotus and the symbol of India. And for me, it's just next week when I come home, everybody will say, oh, what do you have on your hands? And then I have a reason to tell what I come back from India, what I experienced. So yeah, it's a part what I can take home, and it will last maybe a week or a little bit more. But yeah, I like the art and these fine drawings. So yeah, it's part of the culture, and yeah, I want to dive in totally in the culture. So want to be part of them, and that's why I love it.
Great. So the teacher, Ms. Jeanette, talks about really immersing into the culture that she's come in, and that's great. What life lessons would you take back home?
I think because in the Netherlands, time is like a very strict thing. You have to be on time. Time is important. Even for me, like, I hate to be late. If I'm even a minute late, I'm like, oh, I will be late. I'm immediately texting, like, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be late. But now I think I've just accepted that being late is not that bad.
Bad
like
learning.
5 to 10 minutes after the original time is still on time.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'll change. I won't be as stressed about time anymore, I think.
Okay, great. What an interesting discussion that we had with young people on both the sides, telling us about what it means to be a student in a different country, to go on an exchange. It brings with it a lot of, you bring in a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion, resilience, independent thinking, learning, adapting, and all of these, what we're speaking about, are part of the 21st century skills that needs to be developed in the generations to come. So I would say thank you for being my guests here, and what's the last word that you would like to say to somebody who wants to go on an exchange? Anyone?
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
It's a great experience, and you won't get to experience it.
You can't do it with a travel agent. You really need this family experience. So you can never travel on your own and have this experience, what you have, what we do.
Either like do this exchange, or you have to move to Mumbai to experience this, which is a bit extreme. But
And then it's still not the same.
No, so do this.
Brielle.
Yeah, I think you should just do it, like go for it, because I don't think you'll get a first-hand experience like this anywhere else. Going on vacation, sure, you get to see the culture, you get to experience the country, but you don't get to live with someone from there and actually see what life is like for them, which is why I think it's so important to have programs like this, because you really understand different countries and you get to be a part of the bigger picture, and I think that's really important.
Vaibhav, I'll go last with you.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're scared, you have apprehensions at the very beginning, just go for it. You can worry about the problems once you come back. They'll still be there. But
wonderful, great. So the final call to anybody who wants to try an exchange and wants to go abroad and wants to see another culture or feel another culture or understand another culture is just go for it. You can think about the problems later. So once again, thank you for all of you, to all of you for being here, and continue to watch Tell Me More.
Tell me more. Tell me more.